welcome back. Welcome back. It's showtime. Now, everybody was going through there talking about Marcus Morris, his situation, and Deandre Ayton. I didn't get a chance to touch it because of all of the other news that was going on. And I know for Deandre Ayton, I know he's glad that wasn't the case. But let's take a look at what the scale of the situation is. You see, Marcus Morris and all of his things about fraud and all of this bad luck that came to him right before he's trying to get on a stage. And it's funny how white folks act like they don't know who black people is. They take a picture of Tristan Thompson and call him Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris has somebody that looks like exactly like him as his twin brother. But he's not. He's not Tristan Thompson. I'm sorry. That's just horrible. So Marcus Morris, who is a free agent right now, to have this happen in free agency, nobody wants to touch you. So it's like you're going to be out in the cold. Like they're not even bringing you in as the veteran, mentor for the bench. So the problem is he was in Broward County. And they said he stole over $266,000 from 2 Las Vegas casinos using fake checks. And I'm glad Kendrick Perkins brought it up before I could really get to it, but that is exactly what happened. It's not him writing a check to the casino. He took a marker. And that's what a lot of these athletes do. They normally, when they come there, they have some professional people, like if you were a multi-millionaire, like if LeBron goes into a casino, LeBron James isn't going to say, hey, I need 300,000 or where's like he ain't finna come in with a suitcase full of money. His money would be wired to the casino all before he even arrives. Or if he doesn't do that, he would have a line of credit at that casino that's up to a certain amount of money. So when you have that line of credit at the casino, or you're good for it, they give you a marker. And they say, well, we can give you a marker for this much, we can give you a marker for that much. And you normally have 30 days to 45 days, depending on the hotel or what they have in store, to pay back or pay on the loan. Or you have to pay, like if you pay nothing, that's a problem. But if let's say you paid something on the marker, they don't just come after you, you just get taxed. And it's a substantial tax. So it's best to pay the marker off, all at once if you can. You don't want those type of payments. They're high percentages, or the VIG, in other words. Now, what Marcus Morris did was take a line of credit at one hotel, gambling, lose, go to another hotel and get another marker from that hotel, and never paid it back. Just burnt it up, didn't pay, and this went on for months. So it was two casinos he hadn't paid. So he probably have paid his marker on his other, hotels that he went to gambling, but his problem is gambling. Okay? Now, Marcus Morris wanted to get ahead of the situation and break all of this down to the rest of the world. Now, remember, I spoke on all of this, and the NBA got so mad at me, they came after my YouTube channel. When I was in Florida, and I said 67% of the NBA players are basically in debt. They living in debt. And it was noise. They jumped up. Like, that's not factually true. And then, right after that, we have Marcus Morris 2 days later. I was trying to tell people I know things. I just don't want to embarrass the players and the people. But Marcus Morris isn't the only one. He's right now being blasted all over the screen. But believe me, there are bigger names than him that you wouldn't even believe if I told you. And you'd be like, what? That don't even make sense. He was in the All-Star game. You just don't really know until you get there, until you arrive at that certain point. So now you get to see what it is. But just remember, I said this because they love to discredit me and tell me what I don't know. But then when they get hit with what I do know, they act like I didn't say anything at all. Hit the like button up so we don't have this problem. Hit the like button up so we don't have this problem. Now, the NBA has 87% African American, which they're now telling me is at 80. It's been modified since 87. It's like 84% African American. Anyway, it's still high. Okay, it's a black dominated league. And they have a 67% number of players in the NBA that are living in debt. I know it sounds crazy, right? Living in debt. Now, do I sleep? I gotta ask myself that question a lot. But I found a way to sneak naps in. Well, I'll be able to nap in a little bit. Now, here it is where the average salary is almost $1 million. How is the NBA and having all these players that are living in debt with multi-million dollars with endorsements and all of this stuff? How are the players living in debt? They have programs that's designed to show you how to protect your money for all the young players involved. The players union got involved and said, hey, this is what we need to do to teach these young athletes who go from not even having a job to making millions of dollars. You know, there's accountants, there's IRAs, there's living trusts, there's all of these different. Oh, okay, they blowing at them because I'm like, if you blowing at me, I'm gonna blow you. Not everybody's making it. Dog, there's some guys that's on the San Antonio Spurs. They on the team right now. Some of them are roommates. Roommates. And they've been in the league 2-3 years.
He said they roommates. It's like so bad. One guy, he's out gambling like 20, 30,000. Lost that on an airplane team flight going back. The coach had to have a meeting and tell the players, hey, there's no more gambling on the planes. Players then got into fights, pulled out knives on each other, talking about they gonna stab each other over bets, fighting in the locker room. They ain't even talking about the game. Before Daryl Morley got there, when they had Elton Brand had to get involved and break up a fight over gambling. And Elton Brand went through that when he was with the Clippers. He's like, I went through this when I played on the Clippers, and he was like, we done told everybody about this. There's no more gambling on the planes ever. Don't gamble on this team. It's too much craziness now that most of these people, they're young, they got money, and they can't control themselves. Then there's some players, a lot of the players on the team, they're not making money like that. This is why the NBA, this is why the National Basketball Association has navigated themselves into a system that's only for the time being and not for the newer future. The newer future for blacks in this, oh, you can forget that. I keep telling you, y'all created this situation. When y'all want to pick, man, I don't want to play today. My toe acting up. I want to sit down. But yeah, you can go to the club and kick it. Y'all want to sit out games a lot. And sometimes the team want us to sit down. They're like, all right, cool. They going to get some people that want to play. Now you're seeing a lot of former NBA basketball players' children play in the league. More than you've ever seen in the history of mankind. Why? Because they're coming from most of them coming from stable households. They have financial households that the dad been in the game. They know the system. They've been home trained. They're not taking too many kids off the streets. Unless they just phenomenal with talent. Now the try-hards, I'm going to work real hard and hopefully I can change my family's life. That's too far, few and in between. Now you get G League maybe. Second round picks.
So, right away, we were talking about how these players are getting into debt. And in that video, I also tell people about the fact that Marcus Morris, and he's just a prime example. I don't use him by name, but he's only one of many NBA players. See, a lot of NBA players didn't get $40, $50 million, contract deals, unfortunately. Some had the talent. It's just that what team they were on and how the team was structured to move dictated a lot about how they moved. Now, if we look at everything and get it all into perspective, you start to see there's a difference in the scenarios. There's a difference in how people were in their living situations when they were living in debt. You see, if you look at Marcus Morris and you look at Terry Rozier, Scary Terry, they put him through the ringer. But he was acquitted of his gambling, saying that he was fixing games, and they investigated and found nothing. Now Malik Beasley, they're under investigation with him now. But you've introduced this gambling to the players. You got players out here promoting gambling. But they're not allowed to gamble. You know they family members are placing bets. Stop acting like you don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. Do you know? What's going on? So Marcus Morris wanted to come out and change the narrative because they wouldn't change the rules for him. You know, Florida was pretty ticked off, and they just Florida anyway. They could have released him, but no, they're going to let Vegas do it. So even though he paid the marker off, he paid it off. Word around the campfires that his brother gave him the money. And he's going to just pay it off in installments. But his brother came to his aid and paid it off, allegedly. Now he's saying, thank God I woke up in bed this morning. This is what Marcus Morris is saying now. He's finally answering back to the questions about what has happened in his career. And this sounds so formulaic. It does. It sounds so formulaic, like we've heard this before. 100%. Well, that's what happens, you know. He says, thank God I woke up this morning in this bed and laughing. What's funny? I will address this on camera as well. The word fraud was thrown around on my name as if I took something or really wrote a check to a casino in exchange for cash. Did I take out a marker to gamble? Yes. Was this my first time? No. I've been enjoying my off time and doing what I like every year at some point in Vegas at a high levels for years. And that's not just gambling. I really thought the amount of money and time I spent there would really have value. So yeah, I took my time to pay back the money that could have been handled on the spot if I known that I would have been locked up like I was trying to flee or a flight risk. I was just in Vegas, no phone call, visit, or nothing. Actually gambled and had mansions at both casinos. The key word I won't accept is fraud, because this has nothing to do with no money exchange or me not being able to pay something. My character means everything in my family as well. I would pay a thing to stay out of jail. Money paid back and lesson learned. Fraud, I can't live with. But I'm not going on every media site to clear everything up. If I didn't have it, I still would be sitting. Also, having a multimillionaire brother in my corner doesn't hurt either. Laughing. Told y'all. Y'all be blessed, man. Me and bro, we will be on a platform sometime soon. Not to clear it up, but to explain what took place and what lessons was learned for the young athletes that watch and look up to us. I hate for Vegas to really make me look like a criminal over a petty couple hundred, and really made me sit 51 hours over that stuff, That's, he said, what really hurts the most is that I was really chained up and sitting in a jail, 24-hour lockdowns. Lesson learned. I'm not ducking or hiding from it. And most of you know that about me. Check the stats. I've never owned or needed money for anything. So did I go past the time I needed to repay? Yeah, probably did. But I know they would lock, but I didn't know they would lock me up. Hell no. And he's laughing again. Moral of the story is Vegas don't care nothing but about they bread. And if they feel they will move forward, lesson learned. The internet is undefeated. We all know that. So have at it for a week or so. Laughing again. I can't win that battle anyway, but I'm not going to go back and forth with no one over saying I can't pay $300,000. Check the stats. It's public information. Fraud is taking money or using money knowingly if it's not yours or being used in the way that it was given for. God knows my purpose. Be blessed. My last thing is F Vegas. To treat me like that was wild. I've gambled on that property for over 10 plus years. We could have handled that mob style before that option. Never been in cuffs or a part of any fraud in my life. And it's gonna say that way. I don't need PR to do anything for me. This is from me, a man who built his career on morals and characters, never running or ducking from anything. If you know gambling, you can't take the money out of the casino if you got a marker. So, here it is. Marcus Morris, laying it all on the line. Boy, you sound so damn stupid. You owe them money and want to tell them how they got to go about getting it back. You went from one casino, then went to another casino and did it. So the casinos did you in. It wasn't Vegas. Them the casinos. They must was tired of your ass. And said, oh, okay, this dude think, we stupid. So, whether you had the money and felt like you gonna pay them when you feel like it, all right, okay, so you think you gonna go somewhere else, win some money and not pay us our money? We gonna see you. And they saw him. And that was that. I don't understand what the problem is. You violated and they demonstrated. End of story. You put yourself in a situation you couldn't get out of. You tried to BS your way through another situation. There is so much that people can learn from this situation. And one of the main lessons is don't owe. Don't owe. Don't gamble. Don't be you. That's what works. We seem to understand that now. Don't gamble. Don't be you. And you'll be all right. Capiche? Capiche. And that's Marcus Morris's story. Now let's move on to Deandre Ayton. Deandre Ayton. Why is Deandre Ayton like this? Can someone give me some reason or voice of reason to understand why Deandre Ayton is in this conversation? You see, Deandre Ayton is, oh God, he didn't even wait till they went to practice. He didn't even wait to go to camp. Right? He's going to be physically fit. His game is mental. They got this guy throwing out the first pitch at the Dodger game. They got him as the big man on campus. And they going to take everything that happens with him and try to sweep it under the rug. Now, I told y'all about Deandre Ayton a few months ago. Just so y'all would be a little bit in the understanding of what's going on. But people who don't know, well, they just don't know. So apparently he went out with some model, IG model, took her to Turkey Caicos, and she allegedly wouldn't sleep with him, and he left. He pulled up and said, I'm leaving. Now, a lot of people agreed that, hey, you went on this trip, you know what it's about. If you ain't giving it up, then you're getting out. That's just how it's rolling. Now, Deandre Ayton is somebody who is, well, I'll let the clip play it for you because I've already told you months ago and I know firsthand. Okay? I know firsthand. I ain't gonna give y'all the You have to go to my Patreon and you will get the full story on how it was told to me by the people that was with him. I actually know 2 girls that's been with him. So I'll let you get the information on the Patreon on that. But here's what I know that I could tell you when we did the panel. Let's talk about Deandre Ayton, please. What Deandre Ayton are you getting for your money? Want me to tell you what kind of Deandre Ayton you're getting for your money? You're getting a Deandre Ayton that's not going to be there for you when you need him the most. This is Deandre Ayton who's lazy. He's uninspired at times. This is the Deandre Ayton that if you're on my Patreon, you already know. I'm going to let you guys know. He's addicted to adult film stars. Okay? And women of the night. You want to put him on the Lakers. Cool. All these IG models, thoughts, whatever. This dude has went all the way to adult film stars. And he has wild fetishes. And you want to talk freak offs. All right. That's what Phoenix, Arizona days. And he ain't there no more. And the Portland Trailblazers, they couldn't wait to get rid of him. So now you bring that to a team that's expecting championship. You just found your new AD, the new player to hate on. In case you thought I was lying, there's no need to lie here. There's no liars on deck. This has been a terrible situation that has been made worse. Now, sometimes if you're into a winning situation, it inspires people. So he might be inspired to play better. You know, playing with Luka, playing with LeBron, that might be something that turned the corner for him. You know, he's a double-double machine. He's physically not the problem. His laziness comes from his mentality. He has a lazy mind. And when somebody's mind is thinking the way his thinks, it's just now you in LA where the magnifying glass is on you 100%. How will you curb these urges and desires? And already before the season start, he's got some drama with an IG model. Nine times out of 10, you're gonna have drama with an IG model. It's facts. It's a reality. People don't like it, but they have to deal with it. So anyway, we'll wait and see. I'm out. It's your boy Carcino. Remember, I tell you stuff before it happened. That's called breaking news. That's breaking the news. They just don't like to believe me when I say it until it happens and go, damn, that dude was right again. Right as rain. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Buzz Life, and we gone.